Welcome to RamRado. Listen,
My
it's
vibe
all
ain't there.
about cars, connections, and collaborations. Now go ahead, Tyler.
You mean Cars community and collaboration?
Okay. Thanks for correcting me. I love it.
All right. So I first and foremost want to talk about, you wrote it down, another one of those moments. Our past and present ceilings are our new floors. I love that.
Yeah.
And no more so in the dealerships that we're in. So,
I think in life, though,
Yep.
people need to just catch that, right?
Absolutely.
Is that we should always be evolving. We should always be developing.
Yeah.
We should be growing. Our fifth value of our company is personal growth.
Yep.
And I think that's just a life thing.
Yep.
Stop letting what you've done
Yeah.
be the ceiling.
I
Make it your floor.
The first time I heard the story about the 4-minute mile, there so many people talked about where a 4-minute mile cannot be ran, and if you're running under 4, you're probably juicing. Okay, it took one time for a guy to run under 4, and they proved he wasn't juicing. And then now that's the new, like, if you're an Olympic athlete, you're running under a 4-minute mile, and that ceiling is constantly becoming a floor. And you're right. In life, and I've always tried to live, and sometimes it wears my wife out, but creating new expectations and reaching new heights, I think that's what's helped get us into our positions and, trying to grow everything that we do. Because me personally, I'm the biggest optimist you're going to come across.
Well, I don't think you're the biggest. I'm right there with you.
Okay, we were both the biggest optimists.
Matter
Okay.
of fact, Landon told me that I am the plethora of positivity.
Plethora of
Come
positivity.
on, plethora of positivity.
Did he say it with a straight face?
I think so. But I stored it, and I like it.
You wrote it down?
You know I do.
You got the good quotes, and I love that. So I think really you
Those
need.
are called buttsisms.
But what you need is a dadgum journal or a little list to where really when we're sitting and talking, or you walk by Derek's office and there's that ding, the light bulb moment where you just write that down, because you got a lot of good stuff, and really it's a representation of how you live your life. Like you don't say these things.
I live off of quotes.
No, your quotes are around how you live. So you speaking that is an actual reality of what you do.
Some people don't like that though. They call it like, just get to the point. And I feel like I'm just telling them a parable. I'm telling them a story.
Yeah.
And every time I look at you, I think that's what I'm supposed to do because I got Jesus here. I don't know why I go back and forth. Are you Samson or are you Jesus?
You started with Samson, so I guess it's Samson.
I say that
you know
to
what I
some
really
people.
prefer is just Tyler.
Oh, because that's who you are.
That's the name that my parents gave me, and my God-given name. So.
Okay. Well, sometimes you got to be willing to take something from somebody else. So
Baby Jesus, LBJ, little baby Jesus. I mean,
all the good stuff.
yeah, it's all right.
At least I'm referring to some good
Toby
people.
Keith, yeah. I've gotten some country singers say I look like a country singer, but I'm just Tyler.
All right,
Just
cool.
awesome old Tyler.
All right, so here's the thing. Since I'm over here giving you something, what do you think I would drive if I was driving a Chrysler product? Or a Dodge product, or a Jeep
It's
product,
easy.
or a Ram
Easy.
product? What's
Easy.
my demo?
Easy.
What is
Easy.
it? What
You're
is
you're a Tahoe guy. You drive the Tahoes. You like the SUV.
I do.
I would say it would be a Wagoneer or a Grand Wagoneer,
You know,
without a doubt. And you would probably not want your Tahoe anymore because the Wagoneer is that awesome. My wife drives one. Wagoneer L, carbide, beautiful car. Tons of technology that you maybe wouldn't use.
man, I can't even get a word in to say you're right without saying you're wrong.
What?
No, you're right.
I'm not wrong.
I'm telling you, I think that
It's beautiful.
it's a beautiful car. Yeah. It's not a Tahoe, but if I had to drive, I would drive a Wagoneer.
Your turn.
I like it.
What would I drive?
Well, it's simple.
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 Yeah.
2500 diesel.
Okay.
Probably the Trail Boss edition because you like some of that in it.
Yeah. I drive a Rebel that's comparison to that right now.
Yeah, but ours has the bigger screen. You guys have ours has the
What's the size of that screen?
horizontal 16.7. What's y'all size?
Next question.
Well, the power of our screen,
14.2,
the
yes.
power of our screen is no matter if you're in a truck or a car, screens do a lot for our consumers today. You know, the backup camera.
Right.
I think the backup camera with the ability to also see the front portion of the cars today
Yep.
are such a great feature. And it's probably why there's less dings.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
you can go to Kroger or HEB if you're here in Ennis, and you can go pull in and not hit the little portion that the car tells you to stop. You don't hit it anymore because
That's
nowadays
right.
the cars come with front cameras.
Ours even have a little like warning stripe area zone in the front of it. So, you know,
yes.
funny story, I guess not too funny, but my dad just bought a truck from me.
He was probably the most your most favorite customer.
Yeah. My dad is very particular, and I love that about him. He's very, it's this or it's not. So,
Okay.
But I went and found him a truck that had exactly some of the things that you're talking about. It's it's a level 2 plus on a Lone Star, which is a very unique package. It's not typically what happens or how it's ordered or equipped. And, you know, I'm going to start ordering them this way for that reason. But he's going to be pulling a big boat, and it's got a 360 camera. So you have your backup camera on one side, and then it's got the 360 vision on the left, and you have the opportunity in the same aspect to see the front side, the back side, the into the bed, see the hitch. So, man, like screen, no screen. I mean, all the technology that's input is designed, one, for the fun and excitement. You know, in today's day and age, so many people love the technology and the gadgets, but some of that is just designed to make your driving experience a lot better. My dad wouldn't have bought that truck if it didn't have that.
Of course not.
Yeah.
You know, technology, I think, is why people really are picking cars nowadays. You know, yes, we need safety, and I think all brands are they're safe, right?
Right.
They have airbags. We know we have different places for your kids in the back, or different ones even for the driver and the passenger. So we know we have the safety features, but people like technology.
Yeah.
I mean,
No doubt.
I was in the car with you. We were going to lunch, and you were texting like.
Not on my phone.
You were not on your phone. You were
that's right.
safe.
Yep.
And you were voice texting.
Yep. Living by the Siri.
But
God dog.
it's a demo, and you make it like your own.
Yeah, that's the ease of it. I could just delete my phone out when I'm done. So that one's actually mine. But yeah, I was trying to show you the ropes, and it's funny because the first time he saw that, he said, "What are you doing? Are you texting on your phone?" Yeah, Derek, you know that you can literally text into your phone and talk into a text. And he said, "I don't want to do that crap." So he just sits there and he'll type up a message about yay long, and it's just sitting there typing away. I said, "You know, you can just talk that in there." He said, "Yeah, I know. I like the old-fashioned way." So I shocked him with the texting while driving without the phone and just voice. But that makes it easy. Like, I've had an hour-long drive where, you know, communicating text. If I have something that's on my mind, it makes it really easy. Just hold down the button and I speak, "Hey, I want to do this," or "Can you do this? I need this done." So.
No, and I think that's great because, you know, people buying vehicles, I think just even for adults, but even teenagers, we're letting them drive the cars. And we know that it's hard to go anywhere with them not being connected to their phone. But now we've made it where you can be connected to the phone, still be safe.
Yeah.
It eliminates some of these wrecks and accidents because we do not want that to happen. So
Absolutely.
make sure that, you know, that's a feature that you need to make sure before you saying yes to a car. Don't just say yes to a car because you can put gas in it and go somewhere, but make sure you say yes to a car because it's also fun and exciting.
In 2014 or 16, I can't remember, they made it standard where just about every, minus some certain scenarios, came standard with a backup camera. So you can take that to another level.
Tyler, what do you think about my hat?
I love it.
I decided to wear a hat because every episode so far you've had a hat on, and I normally don't have one on. So I wanted to show you what type of hat I wear.
Yeah, you see what type of hat I wear.
Yeah.
So I have
I
have like 6 or 7 Pegasus CDJR hats, not Chevrolet, that are at the house. I still wear those, but I like a cowboy hat, especially in the heat of the summer. A straw hat. It's straw hat season, obviously. And, you know, keeping the sun out, it's a nice feel. It's just, And it's just who I am. I got literally 2 racks in my closet, my felt hats and my straw hats.
Well, I know a place that I get to see you where you're not going to be in that kind of hat.
What's that?
It's on the softball field.
You never know.
You're going to wear
Hey,
a cowboy hat on the softball field?
you never know.
Well, the Pegasus
Don't knock
Ponies,
it till you try it.
The Pegasus Ponies are 0-1 because you were not at the first game. They lost their first game because you weren't there.
That's all right. I was on the beach with my family, and we drove our Wagoneer there.
Oh, that's good for you. So are you going to wear one of these type of hats with the Pegasus Ponies?
Yes, I will, Derek.
And the
Obviously,
name's
he doesn't want me to wear my cowboy hat.
No.
Okay.
I want you to participate.
I'll wear a hat.
But we really need you. We need you out there because I'm just telling you, they need some help.
You already told me I got to be in the most dangerous position, and when it comes to softball, soft toss softball is the catcher. Just catch one right off the face.
Right off the
Is
face.
what you're looking for.
No, I hope you don't. I just want you to be safe out there, though. But listen, we need your help out there. It was really humorous. Matter of fact, we're going to do an episode out there at the ballpark because I saw so many things. I saw some people, though, in them. Remember when I said that people are going to be in boots? I said boots and bikinis, but I did see boots and shorts, and I saw them walking to their Silverado after the game.
There we go.
Drinking them a cold one.
A cold one.
Cold one.
Not at the baseball field.
Why not? They said it was beer 30.
Maybe in Ellis County, it's beer 30 at all times.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, the games are late. The first game they played was at 8:30 at night. Past my bedtime.
Yeah. Well, so how are you going to make it out to one of these if you literally have to leave your blue chair
Yep.
and it's after your bedtime?
I have to support the community.
Yeah. Do I need to swing by and pick you up and make sure you get there?
No.
I'll just call I'll call tomorrow.
Then I have to get in one of your cars. I'm the one to do it.
Show up to the Pegasus softball team in one of the Stellantis products.
Yeah. So I got a question.
Okay.
How does somebody get a lower payment on a vehicle?
Well, there's actually multiple ways you can do that.
Okay.
I'm glad you asked. So, money down. If you're talking about credit scenario, money down.
Don't have it.
Okay.
I still want a lower payment.
Okay. I would say leasing. Leasing is an excellent option where you get a lower payment 9 times out of 10. And the absolute minimum that's required is the first payment due at signing. Sometimes the manufacturer may do where they waive the first payment, but it provides you with the lower payment, and you get the option at the end of the term. You have 4 options. You can buy it, sell it, trade it, or keep. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You can sell it,
Sell it,
trade it, own it, or turn it in. Walk away.
So you have options.
Yes, that's right.
You
get, if you do a 2 or 3 year lease, you're getting a new car. A lot of people that lease, they love to have a new car every 2 or 3 years. This gives you the opportunity not only to have a lower payment, but to get into another brand new vehicle. Technology can change. We just talked about they can change regularly. In 2-3 years, who knows? These things might be flying.
You know, we just leased a Corvette. It was a red one. And when they left the lot, they left topless.
Topless.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
The little strip.
Sexy. It was sexy. It was a Saturday. The sun was shining, 90 plus degrees, and the top was off. They got into that red, sexy, powerful machine, and they left out of here with a big old smile, all because they leased the vehicle. Low payment, everything that you talked about. That's what he kept saying that too.
I mean,
the guy kept saying it. He said, listen, I'm not going to pay $1,700 a month for that Corvette because it was an expensive Corvette. But he said, I will do it if you got to a certain payment. And man, that lease payment, he said, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He said it makes sense because he was going to trade it in anyway. He's always trading in and out of vehicles. So, I mean, lease it's a great option.
That's our part too, is in educating our customers. There's a lot of stigma around leasing, but it's our job to educate. And I'm leasing one myself. And it's our job to educate them and show them, hey, the benefits. However you want to buy your car, cash, however, that's up to you. But I think the more we get and make our customers and our clientele aware of it, the more the benefits we'll see. And again, however you want to buy your vehicle, we're just happy that you want to buy one from us.
Yeah.
So.
You know, I think the thing that people need to consider, though, when they are leasing, purchasing, specifically, though, in leasing, is how many miles are you driving a year?
Right, right.
Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to start out on the lease journey and then drive too many miles, because sometimes on that back end where you talked about the options, then you have to pay the money. Yep. So if you get the lease set up correctly, then it can be a great experience. Yep. So both lower payment as well as give you options, and it's not going to be a bad thing. I think it's when people put people in situations where they know that the person drives 15,000 miles a year, but because of the payment, they try to put them in a 10,000 mile lease and they don't disclose it, right? Not doing business the way, they should do it. We want to do it where, how can we ask the right questions so that we can give you options, and then their job is to make choices. We don't make choices.
Yeah. Stellantis just released that they're allowing 25,000 miles a year on a lease. Wow. So there's an option for everyone. Just like I say, there's a rear end for every seat.
Is that how you say it?
I'm told not to use bad words on it.
Well, that was what your wife said. Your wife said that.
There is a bottom for every seat.
Or you could say there's a butts for every seat.
No. Then I got to do some little circle, an R with a circle around it, and trademark it. And then I'm going to have to pay you some royalty. I ain't doing that.
Okay. All right. So leasing gives you some options at the end. I like that. Sounds like you went through a good trainer, good training on that. But what else should somebody think about, ask, know if they are considering leasing?
I would say what their intent is, like what their intent with the current vehicle they're leasing. So if they want to buy it at the end and it's just an opportunity to where they get a lower payment for the first 2 or 3 or a little bit more in years, and then they have that option at the end, but knowing your intent. Some people may just want to lease it and have a cheap payment for 2-3 years and walk away from it. They won't need a car. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios. If it's just about lower payment, there's ways you can approach it, but it's knowing your intent with that vehicle. Is it you're ready to get another one after that? Trying to think a little bit ahead of what that end result will be.
I heard that all leases have an MF in it.
You're not supposed to cuss.
I didn't. I said all leases have an MF.
Oh, you mean money factor.
Money factor. They all have a money factor. So what is that money factor? Tell us a little bit about that.
It's a rent charge in a sense. So, and when you lease a vehicle, really, when you own a vehicle, the bank owns it as well. You have a lien on it. When you're leasing a vehicle, you can call it rent, whatever, but that money factor is a charge for that time frame. And now when you equate a money factor that's on a lease, a lot of these specials that are on these cars, they equate to less than 2-3%. Some of them, like on the electric vehicles, they equate to even less than 1%. Wow. If you did it as a rate comparison.
Wow. So money
wild.
Factor. I like it.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Not MF. It's just money factor.
Well, I just
quit MFing me, okay?
Okay, well then I'm not going to be able to lease. I got to have a money factor. Okay, so money factor, that's a term that people need to know on when they're getting ready to lease a vehicle. Then how about this word that's out there, residual? What is that?
We call it GLEV.
Okay.
So guaranteed lease in value.
Yep. I just want to make sure everybody knows that, I know that one too. GLEV, guaranteed lease in value. So what is that?
Training kicking in.
It's kicking in. Come on.
So the residual or
somebody's learning a lot today about leasing on our episode here at RamRado. Come on, Tyler. Professor Tyler. Keep talking to us.
Hey, you've been in this business a long time, or I've been in this business you too, but I've been in this business a long time. There's a lot of things you pick up along the way. But guaranteed lease-in value, residual, what the bank calls, is a foreshadowing and basically saying this vehicle, if you chose 10,000 miles a year for 3 years, this vehicle will be valued at X amount of dollars. Okay? So when that sell it or trade it comes into play, if that vehicle is worth more than that at the end of that 3 years, then that is your equity, or you can sell it and cash that in, or you can apply it to your next one. But it's the bank setting a value on that car at the end of that time frame.
Man, I love it.
GLEV.
And the benefit of that is that no matter what happens in the market,
Yep.
the vehicle's already been determined.
That's right.
So you're not going to ever have to hear words like, oh, I'm upside down.
Yeah.
I don't have enough, because it's already been guaranteed. Guarantee is a guarantee.
Yep, that's right.
I like it. Anything else somebody needs to know on leasing?
Where to get it from? Pegasus CDJR.
I'm
sorry, Pegasus.
All roads lead to Pegasus.
All roads lead to Pegasus.
If you want a CDJR product
or Chevrolet,
you can come to Ennis, Texas.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So speaking of leasing, we did lease more cars than you. So, and it leads me to the thought that
y'all trash talk so much more.
Yeah,
than
that
us
was the
as
question. Who trash talks more? And I said y'all, and then I realized, I'm admitting, yeah, we trash talk more.
Well, it's because we're
the little guys.
No, not little guys.
We're the little guys.
You're 6'4", I'm 5'10". That's not true.
Little guys, figuratively. Yes, I am 6'4". We're the little guys. But we're going to trash talk. Speaking of, I even witnessed a motivational, and Landon, I'll tell you, well, you and Landon both, some of the best motivational speakers, leaders, and I'm walking by on a Saturday.
We can talk that talk, y'all.
I'm walking by on a Saturday, no joke, and Landon, his general sales manager, is having a conversation or leading the meeting, and there was a brief pause. I wanted to make sure I didn't interrupt, so I poked my head in and I said, here's something motivational for you. If you think that you're going to beat us, or if you think, I said, here's something motivational for you. Don't let those little guys next door beat you out of that building. And he started dying laughing.
Well, I will say, you guys have 3 times the amount of inventory we have.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
I'll also say, you guys have so many more rebates than we have.
Oh, here we go.
But I will also tell you this much. You will not beat us.
Okay. I sense a challenge coming. Monetary, something silly. We'll think up something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. You in that Croy outfit. Well, I'm going to tell you this, though. Sometimes in life you need a fresh start. And if you do, I get it, because I needed that in my life. If you may need just a new vehicle and just want to do something totally different, Tyler did a great job today of explaining to us the benefits of leasing. Lease, purchase, however you want to purchase it. Listen, just come to where? Ennis, Texas.
Absolutely.
Because guess what? All roads lead to Pegasus.
Yep. Absolutely. God dog. All roads lead to Pegasus.
And I'll promise you this, it'll go down like a Disney movie.
Let's
keep watching
go.
RamRado. And we can't wait to see you on the next episode.